I, 25, moved in with my 24-year-old girlfriend 4 years and 3 weeks ago. She chose the place and, although her name is on the lease, I paid half of the deposit and the first month's rent as she couldn't afford it. I also cover the bills for the first month. She works part-time and has some savings, which she used to furnish the place according to her taste. Despite my objections, I felt she overspent and the money could have been better allocated elsewhere. Now, onto what happened. She had some friends over on Monday when I came home. She had ordered food, and as I usually come home from work at 5, she was surprised to see me there an hour earlier. They were a bit drunk, and one of her friends made strange comments to me, which I didn't pay much attention to due to the alcohol, as I went to the bathroom to shower. When I came out of the shower, her other friends and sister were reciting poetry that I had written to my girlfriend and were being a bit invasive. I found it odd and asked her where she had heard that. She said, "We had just read your love letters to her before watching a movie." My girlfriend was laughing with them. And then her sister made a comment about how she wanted me to treat her the way I treat her sister because she had never felt that way. I was furious, but because she was drunk, it was impossible to talk to her. So I quickly grabbed some of my things and left for my mother's house. On Tuesday, she called me 17 times, but I ignored all of them. She also sent many texts wanting to know why I wasn't home. On Wednesday, I told her in person how hurt I was that she shared my intimate letters with her friends and overshare about what we do in private. She said, "Relax, it was a joke and nobody got hurt." She said the girls were impressed with me, and that's why they got a little handsy. She said once I gave her the letters, they were hers to share with whomever she pleased. So I told her that I am my own person and can make the decision not to share more of myself with her. Today, she showed up at my mother's place apologizing. She wanted me to come back and talk it out with her. I told her no and that we were done. She wouldn't leave, so I went to my father's place, where I am now. She kept texting me and telling me that I should be ashamed of myself for leaving her like that. She got her friends and sister to apologize to me, and they told me to stop playing games and go home. Now that they had apologized, I told them I was home and that if my name wasn't on the lease and I wasn't respected as an equal in her home, I no longer wanted to be with her. Fortunately for me, I hadn't moved most of my stuff there. She kept calling and texting, so I blocked her. Then she got a mutual friend of ours to contact me and tell me that I was being weak about it. So I blocked him too. Then his girlfriend texted me and told me not to blow things out of proportion. I'm pretty sure I did the right thing, but maybe I should talk it out with her before cutting all contact. Am I going too far by letting her take on the rent by herself? Update 1: after reading a lot of the advice here and talking it out with my family and friends, it seems best not to continue my relationship. I haven't contacted her directly, but I went with my brother and my friend while she went to visit her parents on a pre-booked trip. I collected my things and gave my brother the key to give to her on Friday evening. She wouldn't take it from him if she wanted me to return. My brother told her there was zero chance of that happening because of the TikTok post she had on her account going into more details about what was in the letters for me, including her mentioning my sister by name and some intimate accidents she had. This forced my sister to tell my mother about it, even though it brought up a lot of trauma for her. At the moment, my sister is not talking to me because she felt I shouldn't have shared that with anyone. I agree it was wrong of me to do that, even though I was looking for emotional support for my girlfriend. My ex took down the post in hopes of getting me to meet with her. When she realized it wouldn't happen, she put up another one telling her side of the story. There were several parts, and in it, she was looking for the letters to show her followers, but I knew where she kept them and took them while I went to collect my stuff. I burnt all of them, and I won't be writing letters to any new romantic partners anytime soon. My ex's sister has been to my mother's a few times, trying to get me to help out with the rent. According to my ex's reasoning, if I hadn't agreed to pay for the rent, she wouldn't have overspent on setting up her home the way she wanted. Even if she sells the stuff, she won't get the original price for it. So she feels it's my fault for making her lose money. She did contact the landlord filming for her TikTok viewers while she was on the phone to him, and he denied her breaking the lease without penalties. She has to pay the remainder of the months. I asked her for my deposit through my friend while he was on the loudspeaker to her so I could hear her side without having to speak, knowing full well that I wouldn't get my part. But at least he tried. In turn, she called him a lot of names and hung up. Then she phoned him back and apologized because she wanted him to tell me to phone her so she could straighten out the misunderstanding and we could get back together. She has now taken down all the posts about me. I don't know if she will upload them again once it dawns on her that we are through. She phoned my brother again to make me speak to her so she could explain, and he met her a few hours ago. He finally gave her the key as she was told either she could take it or we would return it to the landlord. He picked up a call from her about an hour after he dropped off the keys. She wanted to talk to me and to ask for forgiveness, as she had seen how she made a mistake and that it wouldn't happen again. She wanted me to return the love letters, but my brother told her they were burnt. She started blowing up at him, so my brother cut her off. She called back more apologetic and said what she needed to do to get me back. He asked her if she would be okay with me sharing her intimate photos and clips she had sent me with my friends. He asked her this without okaying it with me first. She said she wouldn't be okay with it, and I guess the double standard has completely turned me off. As she told my brother that if you receive something through a romantic relationship, then it stays between four eyes. It's not that she doesn't understand that what she did is wrong, it's that she expects me to be okay with it, as in her mind, her feelings matter more in the relationship. She also thinks that me being taller and bigger than her shouldn't have felt threatened by her friends or sisters, as I was not really in harm's way. He then blocked her, as she phoned him several times and left him crying messages, followed by some angry messages demanding to delete her intimate photos and clips. Her sister left an angry message with a friend who helped me ask for the deposit, and she threatened him that if I ever leaked her stuff, I wouldn't live to regret it. She told him to pass on the message to me that there is something she is very insecure about sharing regarding her body, and she doesn't want me to share that without her consent. Going forward, I'm getting a new number as soon as possible and hoping that I make better decisions in the future. Thank you to all who helped me with good advice.